So my name is Julian Edin. I'm from Norway and I'm 32 years old. I have Crohn's disease and I also have IBS on top of that. I have Crohn's disease for 9 years now, and it's been quite a roller coaster. It's been up and down for all those 9 years. I came across the IBDoc test through my doctor, and I was probably one of the first patients that started using it about 1 year ago. And for me, it's been a really big help to control my disease and me feeling in control over my disease and actually seeing the results. So whenever I'm insecure about whatever, if I have stomachache or if I feel bad for a period of time, then I can actually test and get results right away instead of having to wait for the doctor's result, or first of all a doctor appointment and then a doctor do the tests and then the result comes back 3 weeks later. And now I can instead just get the results right away and feel either secure that it's nothing dangerous, or I can get in contact right away with the doctor and get medical help. So for me, it's been really great. I feel that I have a tool that makes me have more control over the situation, which is really important. Also, I think that since I have IBS, and sometimes the symptoms from IBD and IBS could be quite similar, it also could calm me down that this is not, in fact, the Crohn's disease acting up again. I have, for the first half year that I used IBDoc, I think all my results were good. It was continuously low and everything was perfect. And then I had the bad period where it suddenly peaked. And for me that was, in a weird sense, it was quite confirming to see that the test actually showed the same thing that as I felt. I felt I was getting worse, and I could see it immediately on the test. And then I could contact my doctor, or he already saw it and actually called me up and saying, hey, you should come in for a check. And for that to go that fast and that easy, it was really good. I think it helped me a lot to get the treatment and to calm my nerves, basically, and stress down, knowing that the situation got under control a lot faster than it would if I had gone the regular way through the doctors. And when it comes to the stress factor of getting sick, I think that just makes you sicker. So to eliminate the stress factor is really important as well.
How did you feel using the IBDoc? Did you feel it's straightforward? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a curious person, so I of course know how to use a smartphone and apps and all of that. So that part was not a problem. The first couple of times I used IBDoc, I probably should have watched the training video that they sent me, and I should have, read the instructions a bit more carefully. I thought I was doing it right, but then it turned out that I should probably, put a bit more fluid onto it. So now I do it the correct way. It just had to be told to me one more time. I could be a little too eager sometimes to try out new things, so maybe I skip a couple of steps. But even then, I think it was easy to use. Yeah.
Good training is really important.
Yeah, I think it's really important, but it's not that hard. I mean, it was just the one simple explanation that I should put enough fluid for it to reach the first T letter, and that's the only thing that I was missing. I just had a little bit too little of the fluid. Other than that, it's really easy to use. I did have trouble with the app one time, but what was really nice is that I could still log on to the online site and find all my results there. So even though, if you change your phone or whatever it is, you still have the results online, which I really liked. Also because then you can take it to your regular doctor instead of the specialist, so you can, get everybody up to date, basically, and not just your specialist. So, yeah.
Do you think that using IBDoc changed or is going to change the relationship with your doctor? The way you communicate, maybe?
Yes, and hopefully no. Yes, I hope it will change in the fact that I don't have to go for regular checkups that often. Or for me, like I live outside of Oslo city, so for me to actually take a stool sample at home, go all the way to Lovisenberg Hospital in Oslo, it takes me about 40-45 minutes, and then leave the sample there, maybe have a doctor's appointment at the same time, sometimes not. And then going all the way back home could be exhausting. It takes a lot of time. So in this way, I could, with IBDoc, I can, just send them the results from my own phone and from my own home. But at the same time, I hope that whenever something is wrong or whenever I do feel insecure or the test results are not good, and I of course hope that he will be there and that the doctors, the team will be ready to help me. So yes, I hope that the relationship changes and that I don't have to see them as often, but at the same time I hope they will be even more eager to help if there is something and if I really need it. And I felt that of course I have a close relationship with my doctor right now, and he called me right away when he saw that I had the peak, which was really high compared to what I normally have. So for that part, I felt really, really secure about it. I felt like, they're standing by, waiting for this to happen, basically. Yeah.
So you think going forward, your relationship or your treatment will be a bit more flexible, when everything is fine, you would stay away because you don't need really to go and see the doctor. But then when there is let's say a red flag raised, then you would go. So you would become more flexible. You would have a bit more free. Yeah,
I mean, absolutely. And I've been, I don't know, every second month I have to go to the hospital, or I have had to go to the hospital, doing either blood samples or delivering the stool sample. And of course, I've been an active person. I've been traveling a lot. I've been in and out of the country, and to always be there at one certain date every second month is kind of frustrating to have to plan around the doctor's visit all the time. So this makes me more flexible in a way. So it changes a lot. I mean, my Crohn's disease is, as I said, very up and down. So in those good periods, of course, you really don't want to stay more with the doctors and the hospitals than you need to. It would be perfect to just stay away from them all. So this also gives you the help to do that, to be healthy in those healthy situations and just enjoy them, but still have the comfort in knowing that you can test yourself and get the result that you hope for, hopefully. And then if there is something, if something changes, then you can always come back to them. Yeah. I hope that IBDoc will be available for as many as possible in the future, that you don't only have to go to a specialist or to the hospital in order to use IBDoc and to get to use it. But I hope that we can see that you can buy it over the counter a lot more, so that it will be available for a lot more people. At the same time, I hope that people need the instruction. They need to be taught how to use it correctly. But like we see in Norway these days, it's kind of trendy, or it's there's a lot of people with IBS and IBD. It's a big focus right now, and I think that everything that can helps them to basically just calm their nerves about it, be less stressed about it, and feel more in control of their situation, whatever that is, it's really good. And I think IBDoc is one of the things that can actually do that. Of course, always consult the doctor with it, and especially if you're given results that you in fact have high Calprotectin. But I still think it's really important. I do, that it's available. Yeah.
I mean, you are a super involved patient. I guess you know everything about they wanted to know even more than your doctor.
Yeah.
Do you think like home tests are for all patients, or do you think there are maybe certain patients where they will not profit from having a home test?
Well, I've written a book in Norway about a low FODMAP diet, where I also tell my story, and I tell both about Crohn's disease and about IBS. And a lot of people respond to me saying that they're so happy to hear all the details, that they want to hear everything I've been through, all the exams. I did a colonoscopy like last year, and I wrote a blog post about it, which is kind of, there's not a lot of blog posts about how you feel about the colonoscopy out there. And people loved it. So I think that there's a large group of people that are seeking all the information they can get, even though if it's bad information. I mean, not bad in the sense that the information is bad, but maybe like to get the information that yes, you are sick, or yes, you have a high number of Calprotectin right now, or your CRP is high and you have to get treatment. Or the fact that you have to do a colonoscopy and it's going to hurt like hell. People want that information because they want to have the knowledge and to control, kind of be in control, feel in control. Yeah, for me it's always better to know. I love knowing everything, even though if I know I'm going into something that will hurt. I do, yeah.